last we left off, we had entered the mansion, the Tohno mansion, and we met Akiha, Hisui, and Kohaku as we were supposed to. But we also met a fourth person who was not from the original, so that was interesting. And he seemed to have some type of disdain for Shiki, our boy. I think his name was Psyche or something like that. He had a weird black mask. And ultimately, I think the introduction of more new characters is exactly what Tsukihime needed. So the thing about Tsukihime is that I liked it. A lot of people like it. A lot of people enjoy it. It's not a perfect story. There's a lot of execution problems. There's a lot of writing issues. And there are things that you could endeavor to fix. And I think one of the big issues is because it was a visual novel, because it was route-based, there were groups of characters that would often not talk to each other. And it made certain routes feel very claustrophobic, especially the later ones where you're primarily spending most of your time in the mansion with Hisui, Kohaku, and Akiha, and you're not interacting with any of the other characters, and these groups of characters are not talking to each other. Some of the best moments in the story, at least for me, was when Arcueid and Akiha met. That was crazy, and it happened super early and then never again. Another one is like when Akiha goes to the school and meets all the school characters like Seal and Arihiko, and yeah, that was crazy. But like very precious few moments when characters actually get to talk to each other, and characters interacting is a big sell for stories like this. You want your characters to be able to talk to each other. You don't necessarily want them all talking to the main character. First of all, because it's a great way to just easily fail the Bechdel test, but also it's just less interesting that way. It makes sense for it, like because of the way this is written. All scenes basically have to be from Shiki's perspective because it's his literal first-person view. But that doesn't necessarily mean you can't, even if you have to contrive it. It'd be nice to just contrive situations where these characters interact more. But with this remake, I don't know if they'll do that, but it seems the, what's the word I'm looking for? The middle ground that they're kind of meeting us with is, why don't we just add more new characters? So, because we've all played Melty Blood, we know that a new teacher named Noelle is going to show up, and I'm really excited for that, because I like her. We know about Mario because he's playable, and we've met this weird girl that insulted us, and we know about Psyche. So there's going to be quite a few new characters, and I'm excited about that. Hey, Inu, what's up? Alright. So, with all that out of the way, let us continue on to our journey of Tsukihime Remake. Wrong button. There we go. Right, we were about to have dinner. Last we left off. Okay. I sit face to face with Akiha at the dinner table. Hisui and Kohaku-san are fully focused on serving us. A master and their servants cannot sit at the same table. This may be obvious, but as someone used to living with the Arimas, where the entire family ate together around the same table, I find the setup a little uncomfortable. In addition, I've been letting my table manners atrophy. Humans are experts in optimization and regulate unused memories to the corner of the mind. Naturally, table manners were one of the first things to go. Seeing Akiha raise her eyebrows at every move I make really keeps me on edge. Truth is, it's thrilling. Honestly, though, the thought of doing this every day is really depressing. Dinner ends without any conversation. I was so busy trying to remember my table manners that I didn't have any time for conversation. And Akiha seemed to be completely displeased, as expected. Hisui and Kohaku-san finished cleaning up the dishes, and immediately afterwards, It seems that thorough re-education is necessary, she says firmly. The devil's words, merciless in content and chilling in tone, reverberate across the dining room. I don't know who's talking. For whom and what kind? Was that Shiki? That was... Shiki says whom in this? Okay. For whom and what kind? For you, Nissan. I want you to have an appropriate attitude. I knew it. So that's what she was thinking while eating, with her shapely eyebrows twitching. What exactly do you mean by that? The first thing to do is improve your lifestyle. Going out at night is naturally forbidden. The curfew is set at 8 o'clock. Whenever you go out for any reason, you have to ask permission from me, Kohaku, or Hisui. What? 8 o'clock curfew? In this day and age? And even worse, I need someone's permission to just go outside. Wait. That's... I will be setting up a study schedule for your days off. From what I've been told, your grades are completely average, are they not? My goodness. You're only good at cutting corners, efficient as ever. No way! I'm doing my best. Be that as it may, while you live in this mansion, I will have you take things seriously. Prepare for that. I know you're a person who can do it if you put your mind to it. Even taking your health into account, you should be in the top 3 in your grade, no? My sister's overestimation stings, and the thoroughness she used when researching my grades is frightening. We will wait until you are a little more settled before we do anything else. So before that, Nissan, please take out that thing. What? What thing is she talking about? I'm talking about that thing. You have it, right? In your pants. That filthy thing is the symbol of youth. I'm telling you to stop hiding it and take it out. She's talking about the cell phone. No, I'm more confused than before. Is this what they do in the upper class? What the hell do you take normal folks for? Huh? I'm telling you to take out your phone. Do you have you do have a mobile phone, don't you? I see. I take out the phone I've been keeping in the back pocket of my pants. When I put it on the dining table, Hisui silently collects it and hands it to Akiha. I am confiscating this. This type of electronic device is prohibited in this house. They are unnecessary for healthy students. That's bullshit. That's such bullshit. How's he supposed to contact his friends? How's he supposed to look up the answers to questions? Like, come on. What do you mean, Akiha? You're crazy. If you want to use a phone, use the one provided in the lobby. If you want to do some research, please go to the library. Ending the conversation, Akiha walks out of the dining room. I'm standing here in shock for the umpteenth time today, and this is the biggest one yet. It's not like I'm a sore loser, but I'm not even the type to be on his phone all the time. I only use it to check my email and to read the news while waiting. But I'm no different from other people in that I consider my phone a basic necessity. Once again, I shudder at the strictness of the Tohno family. I can't believe in the age of the internet, a family that prohibits mobile phones still exists. So what's interesting about them... Oh, this fucking song. Oh, they changed it a little bit. Okay, so it's not as awkward. But yeah, like... I feel like the addition of the cell phone and electronics and stuff, because they changed the era, I feel like that served to sell the strictness of the Tohno family more, because there wasn't really a scene like that in the previous one. And she said they were going to be strict on him, but they never really were, necessarily. Okay. After dinner, I returned to my room. It's now 9:30. I spent a full 2 hours in the dining room. Welcome back, Shiki-sama. Although you did not instruct me to do so, I had prepared your bed, she says. Hisui was quietly making the bed in my room. It seems like she returned slightly before me to get things ready. Yeah. Thank you. As for your pajamas, please use the ones over there. If you could put your clothes in the basket and leave them out in the hallway, that would be very helpful. A woven wicker basket is placed at the foot of the bed. It seems that if I were to put my worn clothes into the basket and leave it in the hallway, she'd take care of the laundry. This feels more and more like being at a luxury hotel. Do you have any questions? Hisui asks with a deadpan look on her face. I have lots of questions, but I don't know anything about Hisui and Kohaku-san at all. This isn't really relevant, but can I ask you something? Yes? What is it? I'd like to know what kind of work you and Kohaku-san do here, if you don't mind. I am responsible for attending to you, while my older sister Kohaku attends to Lady Akiha. We are both in charge of the mansion while you two are away. What about it? Taking care, you say? That's what I thought. I slumped my shoulders in disappointment. Akiha said it as if it was obvious, but I'm just an ordinary high school student. Having a girl around my own age look after me isn't to my taste right now. Does that mean you're my personal maid? Yes, I will always be at your service. Hisui bows deeply. I feel a sharp pain in my chest, brought on by my own selfish guilt. All right. From the way Akiha puts it, she isn't gonna leave me be. Besides, I don't think making her dismiss you just to accommodate me is a good thing. So, I'll accept your help, but... Do you have any special requests? It's not that big of a deal, but, Shiki-sama is a bit too much for me. I'm not that kind of person. And to be honest, it's so far above me that I feel like I've been grabbed by the scruff of my neck. But you are my master. You say that, but up until today I was living a normal life. To return here and immediately start being addressed with Sama by a girl around my age? It's a bit much. I see, Hisui replies unenthusiastically. You can refer to me as Tohno-san, or Chiki-san. I don't want to be too formal. Then I'll refer to you as Hisui-san in return. Hisui lowers her eyebrows expressionlessly and bites her lip hard. Oh man. I wanted to make it easier for her, but it didn't work. I've only made things more difficult. But you are my employer. I'm not the one hiring you, am I? With all due respect, it is the same thing, Shiki-sama. I am a servant of the Tohno family. Whether it is the head of the family or any of their relatives, it does not change the fact that they are all revered as masters. Therefore, please only refer to me as Hisui if you can. I hope you can understand the feelings of a servant who was addressed with an honorific by the person she serves. Huh. I can't argue with her when she says it like that. From a servant's point of view, what she just said makes complete sense. You do things I can't do, So I'm the one who should be thanking you. I'll only be causing her more trouble if I keep insisting. For now, I'll express my intentions as best I can. Should I call you Hisui, then? Yes, no matter what. That was a sharper response from Hisui than I'd expected. Okay, I'll do that. But please don't be too formal with me. I'd appreciate it if you could let your sister, Kohaku-san, know about this as well. Yes, if you say so, Shiki-sama. Hisui bows her head. Alright. We have a long way to go before we can have a frank conversation. Hisui bows and leaves the room. As soon as I'm left alone, my fatigue hits me all at once. Too much has happened since this morning. My body is in desperate need of sleep. I turn off the lights and lie down on the bed. An narcotic desire to sleep. My exhausted body drains the vitality from my limbs, forcing me to fall asleep. I kept my eyelids open to resist the temptation, but it's futile. No matter how much I don't want to sleep, I will eventually fall asleep. That's how the human body works. I love shots like these where it's like literally his point of view. In between wakefulness and sleep, I gaze at the ceiling in a daze. Coming home for the first time in 7 years. Seeing my family for the first time in 7 years. I almost feel as though it's someone else's home. But I'm back, aren't I? I monologue in order to accept that fact. My consciousness sinks to depths from which there is no turning back. A mansion on a hill where the bustle of the city does not reach. An isolated island surrounded by tall trees. The moment I close my eyes, I finally come to realize that it feels just like being in a prison. Suddenly I wake up, without anyone waking me up, without hearing anything, seemingly without any reason. I wonder when it was the last time I woke up in the middle of the night. I feel like I've forgotten something, so I sit up restlessly. There's an uneasy feeling in my chest, so I leave the room to see if anything's going on. I'm thirsty, so I go down the hallway in search of water. A long moonlit corridor. The sounds of the night after the residents have all fallen asleep. How nostalgic. I'm sure I've walked down this path like this before. Wandering in a daze and paying no heed to my surroundings, I begin to climb the stairs. Is there a third floor? Oh, I guess there's an attic. Oh. It's a blind spot in the mansion. The staircase not only connects the first floor to the second, but on the other side, there's a secret passage that leads to the attic. It has long since been forgotten, even by the residents. The mansion's attic, once used as a storehouse, hasn't been accessed by anyone for several years. Despite only being October, Tonight is as cold as the middle of winter. I search through the luggage for a blanket. An old cabinet catches my attention, so I open a worn-out drawer and look inside. There's nothing but small, insignificant things inside. The contents of the open drawer rattle about. I feel disappointed, as if I'd opened a treasure chest only to find a few pebbles scattered inside. There are badges, accessories, binoculars, and other miscellaneous items collected by children lying around. Among them lies one item that clearly stands apart from the others. It's a dirty bandage, stored in a transparent plastic case. It's neatly rolled up, but too old to be of any use. There's nothing here. Closing the drawer, I decide to go back to my room. Oh? On my way out, for no apparent reason, I notice my cheeks are wet. Maybe there was a time when I used to play as a, maybe there was a time when I used to use this as a kid. Fuck, I completely botched that line, sorry. Day 2. Day that wasn't. Well, that's just maddeningly unhelpful, isn't it? At some point, you understood that this wasn't a dream. The things that you see in this moment are actually the repetition of a past that really occurred. Perhaps it's a form of introspection and self-reproach. A refrain of both present and future that borrowed the form of a lucid dream. Is that the fucking origin? You do not dream. Even now, I'm not here. Tohno Shiki does not know what it means to dream. Even now, I don't know you. And that's why this story must now come to an end. Undeterred and unexisting, you are dreaming of a story that has already passed. Like the snow that falls, the stars twinkle. Like the waves that come and go, the sea crashes. Like the waning moon, like seeking your shadow. Refrain, 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 refrain. Good morning. I hear an unfamiliar voice. My deeply sunken consciousness awakens. It's morning. It's time to wake up, Shiki-sama. Like I said, please don't call me Shiki-sama. I could have sworn I told you yesterday it makes me uncomfortable. After opening my eyes, I grabbed my glasses from the nightstand and put them on. Immediately, the anomaly fades away. I lift myself out of bed and try to shake off my sluggishness. Where am I? Good morning, Shiki-sama. The girl in the maid uniform bows. Ah, I see. I've returned to the Tohno mansion, haven't I? Yes. You must have been quite tired yesterday. Hisui is standing stiffly and at attention in front of the door, eyeing me as I get my bearings. She looks like a well-made statue. Perhaps it's because I slept in an unfamiliar room, but my mind is completely vacant. It's as though my thoughts are obscured by fog. Shiki-sama? Hisui calls out to me. I shake my head vigorously and wake myself up. Morning, Hisui. Thanks for going out of your way to wake me up. Such words are unnecessary. It is my duty to wake you up after all. Hisui replies nonchalantly. That's super loud for some reason. Hold on. Like, damn. Okay. I feel a faint sense of unease, or that I'm somehow unworthy of this gesture. If she were half as cheerful as Kohaku-san, she'd be a force to be reckoned with, wouldn't she? Well, not that it's my place to try and find fault with her personality. Is there anything I can help you with? As if she noticed my gaze, Hisui looks straight back at me. No, it's nothing. It's just that when I saw your face, it really sunk in that this is the Tohno residence. I get up from the bed, and then pause for a second. It's just before 7 in the morning. It's a little earlier than I'd usually be up. I'll head downstairs after I get changed. Should I go to the living room? Or not? Maybe the dining room instead. Yes, please come to the dining room. Breakfast is ready. All right, thanks. Give me just a second. Hisui bows and then leaves the room. I head down the first floor lobby. I said I'd get changed, but only my shirt and underwear are fresh. The rest of my school uniform is the same as I had on yesterday. Really? The dining room is right at the entrance to the west wing. If you stand in the lobby, the dining room is the large room to your left. Directly opposite it, across the stairs, is the living room in the east wing. Good morning, Shiki-san. I will have breakfast ready for you right away. Kohaku-san is waiting for me in the dining room. The reason why she called me Shiki-san was probably because Hisui told her to last night. Hisui is adamant about using sama, but Kohaku-san seems to be flexible about it. It really highlights the difference in their personalities. Kohaku-san serves the food quickly and efficiently. It's a pure, captivating Japanese-style breakfast, following the 1 soup, 3 dishes rule. However... Oh no, I should have told you yesterday. Oh no! Is there something in there you don't like? Shiki-san, do you not like turnips? No. I'm proud to say that I'm not a picky eater. But how should I say this? It's a bit too much. I'm already a light eater at the best of times. But in the mornings, I can barely stomach anything. When I eat neatly arranged food, I start to get heartburn and lose my appetite. I'm feeling good this morning, so I think I can probably eat half a bowl. But when I'm not feeling well, I sometimes put my chopsticks down after a single bite. Is that so? I've heard that you're a light eater, so I tried to go easy on you with this one, but is it too much? I'm sorry. It's just the after effects of an accident, and there's not much I can do about it. But I can tell you it looks really good. This breakfast is absolutely perfect. I do my best to other way around. I do my best to express my honest opinion. It's not her fault at all. I can't let my selfishness ruin the meal she prepared. Anyway, thanks for the food. I'm sorry if I leave anything on the plate. No, don't worry about it. I'm a pro in this field too. I'll make sure you get the right amount. Anyway, please eat. If it isn't to your liking, don't hesitate to let me know. There we go. Thank you for the food. It was incredibly delicious. I put my hands together and thank her. Kohaku-san's breakfast was perfect in both appearance and taste. It was elegant and lightly seasoned fare, but still had enough kick to it to stimulate my appetite. An average high school student boy would have gone for a second helping without hesitation. I'm sorry that I left some of the food you prepared for me, though. It's okay. It's my fault for not asking about it first. Besides, I'm already quite pleased. You seem to be thoroughly enjoying it as you ate. It's worth all the hard work I put in for this day. Kohaku smiles at me. I think she's got it backwards. I'm the one who should be pleased, especially after seeing a face like that. Oh no! It's already this late. Don't mind me and please go to the living room. I'll prepare some after-breakfast tea for you there. If I monopolize you too much, I'm afraid of what might happen later. Chuckling, Kohaku-san clears the table. It's 7:20. I should be getting ready for school. I thank her once again for the meal and leave the dining room. In the living room, I see Akiha and Hisui. Akiha's uniform is from a famous school for young ladies called Asagami Private Girls Academy. Yo. Morning, Akiha. Good morning, Nissan. Yeah! Let's go! It's back! It seems that you woke up late this morning. Well, no matter. I will just attribute it to you not sleeping well on your first day, and leave it at that. The word blunt comes to mind. I swallow the words I was actually up earlier than usual, and sit down on the sofa. Hisui, please bring a cup of tea for Nissan. I will have another cup as well. Understood, Shiki-sama. Would you like, excuse me, other way around. Understood. Shiki-sama, would you like sugar in your tea? Yes. Just 1 spoon, though. So begins the awkward part of the morning. Hisui puts the teacup on the table, then goes back to waiting by the wall. I silently take a cup of dark red tea and... Wait. What is this flavor? It's so good. It's bitter, yet sweet. Complex, yet cleansing on the throat. And it smells like Christmas. I don't know what I'm saying, but that's just how shocked I am. I learned last night of the grandeur of the Tohno residence, and this tea is no exception. This morning we are having Esprit de Noël from Mariage. The most famous tea stores are in England, but this is from France. It was founded around 1850, but only became available in Japan about 15 years ago. It isn't a major brand, but the quality is good. The expression Christmas is so vague I can hardly approve of it. But strangely enough, it conveys the nuance. Akiha is smiling proudly. I guess she's enjoying my surprise.
I hear the price is fair, so I thought it might be a good match for my commoner brother. Do you see now that a fine leaf is worth its weight in gold?" Her condescending attitude is that of a ruler looking down on a pathetic, primitive man. Even her gesture when placing the teacup on the saucer is elegant. But unfortunately, she's right. This tea is the real deal. What was the tea I've been drinking in the afternoon until now? I mean, you could certainly start a business or two with this, if such a thing existed in a time period where entertainment was scarce. Even I would desperately try to get my hands on it. About 10 minutes passed by. Akiha and I didn't exchange any more words. We simply enjoyed our tea. Every now and again, our gazes would meet, but neither of us would come up with anything to talk about, and so each time we just went back to staring at our teacups. To be honest, it was awkward at best. Even so, I think it was time well spent. It's not something I can say as I'd been left to my own devices until just recently, but just seeing Akiha spend her time like this in peace gives me an indescribable feeling. Is that relief I feel? Whatever it is, I can't help but be happy that she's in front of me right now. While I was immersed in this small sense of satisfaction, I hear a strange sound coming from the hallway. Major remodel, major romance. Chaos, violence, and finally, insanity. Stampede into hell. I don't know who's talking. I thought that was narration, sorry. I don't know who's talking then. The inane, offbeat humming I could hear through the wall grows closer and closer. What the fuck? Hi, good morning! And good morning to you, Matriarch-chan! Having dramatically thrown open the door, a woman with an appearance as outlandish as her arrival barges into the living room. A leather jacket that stops the one step short of covering her underwear, and a tight leather skirt. Her unusually long hair is arranged without rhyme or reason. She doesn't seem to have any makeup on, but her lips are strangely alluring. Her hair is reddish blonde, which combined with her tall stature makes her seem like a foreigner. As far as I can see from her exposed chest and waist, she has an excellent figure. The woman who just arrived is the very embodiment of mature adult femininity. The sort of person you'd expect to see lying on a beach in the middle of summer, instead of inside an inside of an anachronistic Western-style building like this. Well, if it weren't for the oddly fitting lab coat. Good morning, Arak-sensei. What can I do for you today? I thought the routine checkup was yesterday. Well, I wasn't in the mood for it yesterday. When I was watching the sunset, I got frustrated, so I abandoned my research and went out to the city. In short, I just skipped work. So, I came here in the morning to get some work done today. Oh, Mei-chan, please give me some tea. 4 or 5 spoonfuls of sugar. Maybe 6 if you feel like it. The woman in the white coat strolls into the living room. Naturally, her eyes meet mine as I sit there on the sofa. Wait, what? What? Oh. She's staring at me intently, as if she came to an understanding after thoroughly observing me. The woman seemed to smile mischievously. Is that a laugh? good to be true! What's this? Did our matriarch-chan come up with a plan to kill me with laughter? That's amazing. Like A10, fully secreted from a dead-masked cell. Oh my god. It's like matriarch in this house. It's like Macbeth in this house. You're all rushing headlong into a tragedy like this. Fuck. Let me just try that entire line again. Good grief. Oh my god. It's like Macbeth in this house. You're all rushing headlong into a tragedy like it's already kill or be killed. She's doubled over with laughter. There was nothing I could do but frown. What's with this high-spirited person? Akiha calls her sensei, but... Arek-sensei, could you please introduce yourself to Nissan? As if she couldn't stand the sight of me being so lost, Akiha clears her throat and chides the woman in the white lab coat. Are you talking about me? Or Shiki-chan? It's okay. There's no point. I've heard about him from Makihisa-kun. He's not interested in the affairs of a stranger like me, right? Besides, if he was, wouldn't he be better off talking to Matriarch-chan? Makihisa-kun? So is she an acquaintance of our old man? Well, I've always been a vagabond, carefree woman. Like a webless spider drifting in the wind. But when fate brought me to Makihisa-kun... If you have nowhere else to go, why don't you live with us? He came at me with that cool pickup line. But alas, he's not really my type, so I simply turned him down. And so now I guess I'm friends with the current head? Or something like that. Searching for confirmation, I shoot a glance over at Akiha. It takes a lot of courage to talk to this woman. Yes, Arek-sensei was Father's junior back when they were at university. As a friend of Father, she's now acting as my advisor. I don't like it when you call me that. Professor. I'll cry if you don't call me Professor Arek, with love and affection. Instead of crying, Arakshi smiles and laughs. However, even as she does so, her eyes remain glued to my face, as they have been ever since she came to this room. Here you go, Arek-sama. Your tea is ready. Hisui intervenes. Without reading the atmosphere, no, without being affected by the atmosphere, she neutralized the tension created by Mrs. Arek, or Miss Arek. Oh, Maid-chan! You really are the epitome of a maid. She's sulking because she was interrupted. With one hand on her hip, she drinks the sugar-filled tea in one big, hearty gulp, as if chucking a sports drink. Oh, nice sugar! You're pervading all 5 of my senses. You're even making my uterus and my ovaries melt. I feel it. What the fuck is this bullshit? Oh my god, okay. I feel it coming. Huh. Thank you for the meal. Well then, I'm off for a routine checkup. There's something wrong with the air conditioning in the master's bathroom, right? I know. I'll just do a quick check and add an air sterilizer or something while I'm at it. Oops, wrong button. With a high-pitched laugh, Arek crosses the living room and heads to the hallway. However, as she touches the doorknob, the woman turns to me and says, "Nice to meet you, Shiki-chan. How about we get along as fellow outsiders? A lot is going to happen from now on, but if you really can't bear it anymore, why don't you come talk to me? You'll have nothing to lose." The unwanted guest walks away, humming the same tune as when she arrived. An inexpressible silence envelops the living room. Hey, Akiha. I do not know much about Arak-sensei either. But due to Father's will, she's in charge of the maintenance and management of the main building. I heard that Father highly valued her as an architect. According to Arak-sensei herself, however, this seems to have been something she did on the side. Akiha's declaration is curt. She cut me off before I could even ask, what's with that woman? It's clear from her attitude that she won't be answering any questions. If you'll excuse me, Akiha-sama, it's about time for you to go to school. The atmosphere here seems rather tense. Have you already frightened Shiki-san by saying unreasonable things out of the gate this morning? Hold on. What do you mean by already? First of all, I'm not demanding anything unreasonable of him. My requests fall squarely within the scope of common sense. She's impressed by Akiha's statement. It's only the second day, but I think I'm starting to understand the relationship between these two. I will be heading to school then. Nissan, as I said last night, curfew is strictly enforced. Did you check the news last night? No, I haven't. Someone took my mobile phone after all. Unreasonably, might I add. I see. Then I will have the morning paper ready in the living room from tomorrow on. You might want to get up early and read through the You might want to get up early and read through the day's news. There you have it. My attempt at sarcasm was instantly deflected by her ironclad attitude. According to the news, the body of a vagrant was found at the north gate of Soya Station last night. It's being reported that he either froze to death due to malnutrition or succumbed to blood loss. Whatever the truth is, it seems that the downtown area is not safe these days. It would be a disgrace to all the Tohno family if you were to get involved in a trivial incident while wandering around there. Once school is over, please be sure to return to the mansion before sunset. After reminding me of the curfew, Akiha leaves the living room. But before sunset means I have to be back by 6 o'clock. Wasn't curfew set at 8 o'clock? The clock in the living room reads 7:30. I can just about make it to school in half an hour, but will Akiha be able to get there on time? I think Asagami Private Girls Academy is quite a ways away from here. Shiki-san! Shiki-san! Can you hear me? Yes, you! I'm talking to you! Who's on your knees in despair, overwhelmed by Akiha-sama's merciless treatment. I wonder what she's doing. She's hiding behind the sofa, beckoning for me to come closer. I can hear you. What is it, Kohaku-san? Not exactly. I am a vague existence, a servant, and not a servant as well. So, I'm giving this back to you. Kohaku-san fervently takes out a phone from the sleeve of her kimono. It's my phone that Akiha confiscated last night. Are you sure? Yes, but keep it a secret from Akiha-sama. Please be careful not to get caught. Also, please refrain from using it in the mansion, though service is fairly spotty up here, so you might not be able to use it even if you tried. Kohaku-san. Maybe there is some goodwill in this mansion after all. I take the phone and quickly tuck it into the inner pocket of my uniform. Please take this as well. It's the key card for the main gate. If you press the buzzer, I will unlock the gate for you. But it takes me a little while to get to the security office. I know it's a hassle, but if you're in a hurry, you can unlock the main gate with this. A key card for the main gate. As expected of the Tohno residence, the security is excellent. Well then, I'll go see Akiha-sama off. I'll leave the rest to you, Hisui-chan. Yes. Take care, Ne-san.
What the fuck? What are those footsteps? Kohaku-san leaves, following after Akiha.
Will you have enough time, Shiki-sama?
Yeah. It's only half an hour's walk from here to the school. It's 7:30 now, so if I run a little on the way, I can still make it. But thanks for asking, Hisui.
Satisfied with my explanation, Hisui nods. Now then, I will escort you out.
Yeah, thanks. As I thought, I'm still embarrassed to have my own servant. Hisui urges me to get up from the sofa. Despite the unexpected visitor, my first morning here in 7 years passed without incident. Hisui sees me off as I leave the grounds of the mansion. The Tohno residence is located on the edge of the city, atop a hill some distance from the station. The hill is blanketed by a forest that is rather out of place in an urban area. Depending on how you look at it, the Tohno residence could be seen as a gate built at the entrance to that forest. From here to the school is a little over a 30-minute walk that crosses over the station. If I hurry, I can make it in time for the morning homeroom. I walk down the long slope. I always took the train from the Arima house to Soya Station, so it's my first time going to school by this route. I feel like a new student, even though only my route has changed. There aren't many students from my school. It seems like only a few people from this neighborhood attend Soya High School. It's 7:30 in the morning. As I jog down the street, I don't spot anyone else wearing a school uniform. Unlike the south gate of the station yesterday, the north gate is crowded with commuters. It's the usual scene of office workers in suits quickly walking past. The disturbing news of recent events seem to have had no effect on them. Or even if they are feeling unsettled, that isn't enough of a reason to change their daily schedule. Either way, there's no change in the city. Arihiko said that he avoids going out at night, but I guess not everyone can trust and follow their instincts as he does. I keep going past the station and into the residential district. The only people I see on the street are students in school uniforms. I check my phone and see that I have 5 minutes left before school. Let me try that again. I check my phone and see that I have 5 minutes left before the school gate closes. Not wanting to be late, I run down the asphalt road, keeping an eye out for cars. Just as I told Hisui, it took me about 30 minutes to reach the main gate from the mansion. I ran a couple of times along the way, so if I want to head to school at a leisurely pace, I should leave the mansion before 7:30. There's no sign of Arihiko in the classroom. It seems like he really did come to school early yesterday on a whim. I head to my desk, greeting the classmates I'm friends with along the way. I use the remaining couple of minutes before homeroom starts
to sit in my chair and check my phone. This morning's news, the school bulletin board, created by a group of young teachers, and the anonymous student bulletin board, created by a group of volunteers. There aren't any threads that catch my attention. I idly look up and see that most of the students in the classroom are spending their time in the same way. The teachers, who are over 30, say that today's students seem to have no friends in real life. Of course, that's an outdated misconception, one that's unique to people from the previous generation. Dependence on the internet and dependence on friends in front of you have become quite equivalent, and no one in our class is at odds over that. School used to be a place where you could only make friends inside the classroom. There was little connection to the outside world. It's different now. You can find as many friends as you want. The atmosphere in the classroom doesn't have to be homey. As long as it's not unpleasant, it's fine. Thanks to how sophisticated the internet has become, the knowledge gap between generations has narrowed. Although there is a difference in the number of things we have accumulated, we seem to have evened out in terms of lifestyles. Adults say that we lack enthusiasm, dreams, and hope, but that's just the way it is. It's a small world now. Even elementary students now know how stagnant our society's become. It's why it's getting harder and harder to dream about the future, to accept the world through one's own filter. That's what sharing knowledge is all about. The more the library of knowledge expands, the smaller and smaller will be the lives of the individuals who browse it. In the past, humans aimed beyond to fill the unknown. Now there's no need to do so. There's no need to go anywhere. People are as free as they can be, but they also have no reason to step out of their narrow boxes. I think that's what the depressing sense of stagnation in classrooms, schools, and cities is all about. And so on. Although I've tried to analyze this in a pretentious manner, these are just my own impressions. Give me just a second. I don't feel a sense of stagnation, nor do I feel like I've reached an impasse or that I've washed out. I don't feel like I'm discontent with society. All I have is the natural desire to enjoy each and every day as much as possible. It would be a mistake for such a simple-minded person to talk about the complications of society. While I'm pondering, the homeroom bell rings. The students who were milling around chatting return to their seats. I put my phone away and refocus. It's the second day since I returned to the Tohno residence, and school is about to start. It's been about 3 minutes since homeroom started. Toyama-sensei's replacement hasn't arrived yet. The classroom is buzzing, and order is breaking down. To be more specific, students are all over the place. Everyone in the class is of the mindset that if we're going to be left alone, we might as well just mess around until the first period starts. 1 more minute. Let's hold out for just 1 more minute. Just as we were creating an unspoken agreement to do whatever we wanted afterward, the door swung open. Okay, everyone. Let's settle down. Settle down. Homeroom is starting. Yes! Yes! The buzz in the air instantly calms down. The teacher who walked into the classroom is someone I have never seen before. She definitely isn't Japanese, and she looks like a university student. What an unexpected visitor. Huh? What's up with this atmosphere? Everyone froze up all of a sudden. What am I, a basilisk woman?
Alright. I need to think about how I'm going to approach this girl's voice. Kind of mostly used up all my breathy voices for Hisui and Akiha. But I don't want her to sound... Because Dr. Arak showed up out of nowhere, so I wasn't super ready for her, so I don't know. I don't want her to sound like that.
Oh, wait. That metaphor is a bit obscure, isn't it? In Japanese terms, maybe something like the girl from The Ring? But Sensei's name isn't Sadako, you know. I frown. Isn't that metaphor already a bit dated? Meanwhile, the mysterious woman stands at the podium without a hint of concern and clears her throat deliberately. Nice to meet you all. I'm Aizome Noel, and I'll be filling in for Toyama-sensei now that she's transferred. We'll only be together for a month, but I'm looking forward to working with all of you. I'll be teaching phys ed and English. My favorite food is Mont Blanc, and the gifts I could receive would be cash or gift cards, and my taboo word is pet shop. I'm always open to questions, so please feel free to come after me, okay?
I love her.
A jumble of crashing and banging sounds echo through the classroom. It was the sound of the boys as they unconsciously rose from their chairs after receiving a wink from Noel-sensei. I have to admit that I'm a little taken in as well. It's not like she's strikingly beautiful, but it sort of feels like she's within our reach. Bro! You can't say that! You can't say that out loud! Or maybe she has the aura of a mature woman. Or maybe she's filled with a charm that can't be put into words. All that to say, she has this quality, like that of a fluffy... Listen. Alright, hold on.
Meringue.
Meringue. That is not how I thought that word was spelt.
All that to say, she has this quality, like that of a fluffy meringue, that can stir up the desires of the high school boys the moment they lay their eyes on her. I have a question. How old are you, Noel-sensei? More importantly, where do you live? I want to know how you spend your days off and what your hobbies are. Or rather, what's your favorite type of high school student? Immediately, a barrage of questions erupts from the boys. These topics are usually discussed in an anonymous forum, but the guys who were hit by the wink couldn't even wait for that. The girls stare at them coldly with a gaze that says boys are pathetic, but the feverish boys couldn't care less about the scorn of their classmates, who were getting fed up with even being in the same room as them. I love the eager-to-please reaction. Thanks, guys. The girls would probably expose my age anyway, so let's just say I'm 25 years old. I live in a rented apartment, 2 stations away. My favorite type of man is the mature, artistic type. My hobby is helping out at the church on Sundays. It's the church in the next town over, so if you're interested, I'd be happy for you to come over and pray. Church? What are you, a nun? I mean, are you a nun as a hobby? Yep, it's not that uncommon in my country. Well, I'm still a volunteer, though. Just trying to resolve the confessions of troubled lambs. You know. Oh. The boys are stunned by her unexpectedly excellent response. I, too, am a bit intrigued by the novelty of the word nun. Meanwhile, the girls are silently fiddling with their phones. I casually checked the anonymous bulletin board for students. What's with that? Boys are so stupid. Is she really that pretty? I wonder if she's half French or something. I mean, isn't she a bit shameless? There you have it. There's a lot of negative talk on the board. Thus, your class has become a mysterious space divided into simple factions of boys and girls. In other words, we've gone back to the primitive age of middle school students cursing each other, saying stuff like boys are terrible and girls are annoying. She observes the situation with a warm smile and says, I wonder if these kids are all right in the head. Let me try that again. I wonder if these kids are all right in the head. The new teacher makes a scathing remark. I couldn't keep up with the atmosphere of the classroom, so I looked away, making eye contact with Yumizuka. Oh, she's still alive. How about that? In the process, she must not have gotten caught up in the furor either. She looks as bored as I am. What is this atmosphere? The classroom is abuzz. What seemed to be a peaceful day has taken an unexpected turn. Morning classes are over. The air in the classroom is more turbulent than usual. As for why third period is taught by Noelle Sensei, and the enmity between the boys and girls is starting to bubble to the surface. Apparently, Noelle Sensei has been branded persona non grata by the girls. Anyway, it's lunchtime. Most students have gone to the cafeteria or the school store. The only ones left in the classroom are a group of girls, including Yumizuka. Now, where should I have lunch? Okay. Okay, normally I would stop at around 6 p.m., but I started super late, so we're gonna go an extra 15 or 20 minutes. So, with that said, let's save first in case I get the wrong answer. Although this early on, I don't even know if we've branched out yet. I have no idea. Now, where should I have lunch? I'll take it easy in the cafeteria, I'll buy some bread and finish it in the classroom, or I'll figure it out in the hallway. Fuck. Which one leads to Noelle, okay? I want to talk to her more. If I go to the cafeteria, I'll probably run into Arihiko, or if he's here even, or, what's-her-face? Seal. I'll buy some bread and finish it in the classroom. That's gonna have me talk to Yumizuka. Or I'll figure it out in the hallway. The hallway I could also possibly run into Seal, but I'm not sure. I'm starting to run out of girl voices, so I don't know exactly how to voice Yumizuka, so I'm gonna go to the hallway. Come on, run into Noelle, please. I exit into the hallway and start heading for the stairs. The cafeteria and the school store are both located on the first floor, so I need to head downstairs regardless. Yes! However, when I go to head down the stairs, I'm greeted by an unexpected sight. The new teacher, Noelle Sensei, is standing in the hallway doing nothing. It's unusual to find teachers in the hallway during lunchtime. The teachers at our school usually have lunch in the staff room, prep room, or the designated staff area in the cafeteria. There's no reason for one of them to be hanging around by the second floor landing. Could it be... Sensei, Are you lost by any chance? I doubt she is, but I call out to her just to be sure. Aw, come on, do I look that unreliable? I'm just here for a change of pace. A little breather. The staff room here is just way too homey. We'll only be with you a short time, but please consider us family. You can't help but be taken aback when someone says stuff like that to you, right? They invited me to a welcome party to celebrate my first day, but I just wasn't mentally prepared for it, you know? When everyone's smiling at you, it actually can be kind of scary. Don't you agree? Huh. Well, I guess so. I'm the one who's taken aback here. I ended up replying casually to Noelle-sensei's frank remarks, as though the two of us were friends. Right? I thought that the high school teachers would be exhausted from dealing with all the kinds who act like adults. A teacher must be tough, positive, and smiling. I'm pretty confident in my smile, but I'm still feeling a little put out after seeing all the other teachers. As she says this, Noelle-sensei slips the mobile phone she was holding into her suit pocket. It didn't look like she was making a call or composing an email. Was she taking a picture of something? Well, I can't sneak away from my problems forever, can I? I guess I'll give up and head back to the staff room. But still, are you lost? It just cracks me up. We're at school. Or was that a Japanese pickup line? No, not at all. I know. I'm just messing with you. See you later, Shiki-kun. Thank you for being so considerate. Noelle-sensei hums as she walks down the stairs. She really is quite a carefree teacher. But how did she know my name? Has she already memorized the faces and names of all the students in the class now that she's our homeroom teacher? I might have misunderstood her. She might really be a dedicated teacher after all. It's after school now. I didn't suffer from any anemic episodes today, and the remainder of the afternoon passed peacefully, at least as far as I was concerned. However, a novel virus has spread like wildfire through the classroom, and up until the moment ago, the atmosphere in here was heavy with unrest. The girls dubbed this new affliction the boys were suffering from Noelle fever. I know the feeling. It could also be called Noelle measles. Hey, come on. Don't call it that. Don't call it that. That's not cool. It's not cool to say that. The conflict between the boys, who are delirious with Noelle fever, and the girls, who look down coldly on the whole affair, didn't even pause for lunch. Their battle seems to spill over into tomorrow. On the other hand, the boys who didn't catch Noelle fever were praised by the girls' group, but branded as impotent, traitorous, and inappropriately fond of little girls by the boys' group. It's a rather silly story. It's kind of ironic considering what happens later, but that's okay. Well, she's certainly not the type of beauty you see too often, that Noelle-sensei. Even so, I don't understand why everyone's so crazy about her. If we're talking beauty, Akiha is much more... Oh, there you are. Got a minute, Shiki-kun? The person at the center of this turmoil arrives with unbelievable timing. Oh my, you look like you nearly jumped out of your own skin. Were you thinking something indecent by any chance? No, nothing like that. Not at all. Leaving that aside, what can I do for you, Noelle-sensei? Swallowing the guilt of comparing Noelle-sensei to Akiha, I try my best to calmly change the subject. However, She smiles like she can see right through me. I'm gonna lose my shit. She can't look at me like that. That's not okay.
Noelle-sensei has a nice ring to it. It's much better than being called senpai. I was a little nervous about this since I'm not used to Japan yet. But I guess I could get used to being called sensei by naive little boys like you. It's kind of dirty and a little bit exciting.
Noelle-sensei? You're a bit too close.
Stop! You can't have her look at me like that. That's not okay. Okay.
Relax. This is the sort of situation where you should just play dumb and go with the flow, you know? Hey, look. My neck. Isn't it beautiful?
Bro! Come on!
Is it the tension? Or the magic of the setting sun? Her voice slips into my ear. Not from the front, but from right behind me, as if she were whispering directly to me.
Don't be so cautious. Just intertwine your fingers with mine.
Bro, come on! What the fuck is happening?
Feel the warmth of my body. And take me in your arms. Yes. I just want you to devour me.
What the fuck? Let's go!
Her breathing comes closer. Her legs tangle together. What? She wraps her arm around my back, as if to block my escape. Before me, I see the strangely captivating, smooth neck of a woman.
Oh, I know what she's doing. Okay, gotcha. Alright. I don't know if I should say it, because I don't know if people watching this watched my Tsukihime playthrough or have been familiar with the original Tsukihime, but whatever. I know what's going on now.
Look. The sound of my heartbeat alone is making you melt, right? So just forget. Forget about yourself. Forget about everything that's in the way. Take it all away. The formalities, the glasses.
Her snake-like fingers touch the frame of my glasses. The instant they do, my body recoils with fear, simply at the thought of seeing.
Just kidding. It was a little joke to break the ice. In Japanese terms, you could call it a bit of a skinship. Or more like exchanging business cards. Either way, it's just a bit of socializing between us, okay?
A joke? Noelle-sensei! I don't think that's the right word for what just happened. For a teacher, that kind of prank is way too far. What did you need me for anyway? You sounded like, oh wait, is this, who's talking now? It's gotta be Shiki, right? You sounded like you were looking for me.
Never mind that. I just needed your help with something, but it's already taken care of. See you later, Shiki-kun. Be careful not to end up like Toyama-sensei.
Noelle-sensei waves her hand as she walks away. I can't stop thinking about what she just said.
I'm gonna ask her. I'm gonna talk to her more.
Noelle-sensei. I stop her. I can't stop thinking about it. What do you mean, like Toyama-sensei? I ask a question that I shouldn't have. The new teacher, who came to take Toyama-sensei's place, places her index finger gently over her mouth.
Toyama-sensei, you see, passed away yesterday. They found half of her body burnt to a crisp on the outskirts of a park.
Her voice is light and lilting in stark contrast to the meaning of her words. I leave the school. The left side of my neck hurts slightly, almost as if I were scratched by someone or something. I don't have anything to do, so I will go straight home or take a detour before going home.
Okay. I think this is a good place to stop. All right, so we met Noelle. How about that? It's funny how in the story, the classroom is divided on whether or not they like her or not. Some people like love her, and some people, and like the girls hate her or whatever. Cause like I've noticed like in the fandom, people are super split on Noelle as well. I've seen people say they fucking hate her. Other people really like her. Obviously, you know where I fall. But yeah. Okay, so this is exactly what I was talking about at the beginning of the stream. I like that they're adding new characters for Shiki to interact with, and just the purpose of just hopefully like making the story more not character driven, because it's always been character driven, but like I don't know what I don't know if there's like a specific name for it, but I would like to see more interesting character interactions between like the whole cast, and hopefully adding more characters will kind of drive that or allow that to happen more naturally. We have more Tsukihime coming up this week, so look forward to that as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Goo Visuals and Inu, thank you for being in the chat, however briefly. If you're watching the VOD, thank you for making it this far. Please subscribe to my YouTube channels, or to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/BerserkChip, where I upload VODs from the streams, including visual novels, fighting games, and other stuff. Follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/BerserkChip. That's BerserkChip with 2 P's, because I forgot the password to my previous account. God, I really need to get that settled. And then follow me at Twitter, at just BerserkChip, where I post highlights, fighting game stuff, funny stuff, memes, and more importantly, updates to my streaming schedule. I work 2 part-time jobs, so my schedule is going to be rather flux on when I can or can't stream. It's going to basically change week to week, so I provide updates every week on what my schedule is going to look like. It'll usually be pinned at the beginning of the week when I'm able to stream. So follow me on Twitter and look for that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you next time.